have great taste, especially with your radio choice. Thank you for spending a little time with Gary and Bristol on Kiss Country 93.7.
He's Dustin Lynch, Stars Like Confetti, Kiss Country 93.7. Gary and Bristol. A little warmer this morning, 50 degrees. Still going to need a jacket or something like that. Make the kids wear shoes. No,
Okay.
you cannot go barefoot again.
Don't do that to us.
We were talking about my youngest son, Colt, the other day. Julie was like, you remember when, it was like right after Christmas and Santa Claus would bring Colt all of those costumes and stuff because he was big into like Superman, all the Marvel stuff.
Aww,
and all of a sudden,
Colt.
And he had his little alligator. They had alligator faces on, little alligator rubber boots. And she said, we would have to go to church after the fight, which we lost. We would have to go to church with him wearing a Batman costume with little alligator rubber boots on.
Hey, he was
At
there.
church.
It doesn't
Right.
matter. He was there.
That was what Julie said.
Absolutely. And every single other parent in there was going, yep, been there.
Yeah. Lost that fight myself.
Cole, I just want to apologize now because you're going to go to work today, baby, and they're going to be like, dude, you had little rubber alligator boots and you wore them to church.
With your Batman costume.
Nice.
Yeah.
What I want to know is, does he still have the cape? We love you, Colt.
Kane Brown, Lauren Elena, What Ifs, Kiss Country 93.7. Good morning, Gary and Bristol. I'm going to sound like a Scrooge.
Why?
And I don't mean to. But I think that Christmas has gotten too commercial.
Okay.
And there comes a point where it's like, why are we doing that? Well, because it's tradition. Well, maybe we should stop that tradition.
I feel you on that.
They just did this huge national poll to find out about different Christmas traditions and whether or not people were still excited about them. Secret Santa.
We haven't done that here in our building in a long time.
54% said yes, you cannot have Christmas without Secret Santa.
Really?
See, and I don't like that. I mean, I know, sounds like Scrooge to me. No, if I like you, I'm going to give you a gift and look you right in the face and say, Merry Christmas, I love you. Why in the world do I want to sneak around and that kind of, it's the surprise.
It's the fun of it. I get it. And, for adults, let's face it, when we do Secret Santa at work and everything else, we're usually the ones that are doing most of the buying, not the receiving. So, is it a little treat each day? I get it.
Christmas music, 41%. Say you can't do Christmas without Christmas music.
No.
Hey, Blake and Miranda, when they were together, we just had them on the radio a couple of minutes ago. Jingle Bell Rock. They took Jingle Bell Rock to a different meaning after the divorce.
Shush.
Yeah. Ugly Christmas sweaters. Yes. There are still some, 25% think you can't do Christmas without those ugly sweaters.
I'm okay without them.
I just love the Christmas cards where the whole family is wearing the same ugly sweater.
See, I'm more about the matching jammy pictures.
Those are good too.
I like those.
Christmas decorations, 29% say, And see, that's a rule at our house. My wife decorates the inside of our house like it's the North Pole.
I just haven't felt it the last couple of years.
I have those little icicle lights hanging on the outside, and I call it a day. Okay, there we go.
Oh, you just doing it for the neighbors, not inside? Okay.
What neighbor can see my house?
That's true.
Hosting Christmas parties. These are Christmas traditions that people are like, not such a big deal anymore. Only 27% say, oh, yeah, we're going to have a bunch of Christmas parties at our house. Then there's the having all Christmas shopping done on Black Friday. Yes, that's a tradition for some people, but apparently only 14% of the people do that.
I've never been, because I know that there are men that get out there because it's very competitive, but there are women that get together and have matching shirts and go out on Black Friday. I've never been one of those.
I don't even know one of those.
Oh, I do.
I mean, I know women, but I don't know women whose husband. Most of the women I know who are Black Friday shopping, the reason why they're Black Friday shopping, he's wearing camo in a deer stand or a duck blind somewhere and has given her the credit card as long as he doesn't have to come home till Sunday.
Nice, right?
My number one station.
Number one, Gary and Bristol. Another reason we're number one. Kiss Country 93.
Kiss Country 93.7. You ever caught yourself singing that? Who wouldn't want to be me? Here I am doing what I'm doing. Whole world wishes they were me right now. Yeah, it's never happened to me either. Nope.
I'm just kind of like, well, no, not so much.
Okay. You know how huge we are around here with Operation Santa Claus and everything that it does to benefit our local kids.
Absolutely. In fact, we'll be out tomorrow morning at Batteries Plus Bulbs from 7 until 9. But that was not your only chance to bring a new unwrapped toy tomorrow.
No, Dan Smalley, a Shreveport boy, has gone on to Nashville and trying to make his way into the music business. Well, he is coming home tomorrow night. They're going to be putting on a country Christmas concert tomorrow night at the Louisiana Grandstand, Margaret Place. And he's brought a number of his friends along with him for this. Jason Sepulveda, Hassel Tickle is going to be there, Ben Absher, Daniel Nelson, a lot of other people are going to be there. And what I like most about this is apparently the Shreveport Fire Department saved Dan's life several years ago. So he's wanting to show his appreciation. And in honor of the Shreveport Fire Department, he's like, hey, you guys raise toys every year for Operation Santa Claus. Mm-hmm. That's what we're going to do at this concert. So your ticket price, if you're an adult, tickets are $18, and they're asking that you bring a new unwrapped toy that'll be donated to Operation Santa Claus.
That's awesome.
Hey. The doors will actually open at 6. There's cookie decorating. Santa Claus is going to be there. Pictures and everything. And they ask that you wear your ugly sweater. It's a contest. So, I mean, really, you have to throw your pride to the curb and put on something with, like a red nose and glitter, twinkling lights, something along those lines.
All right.
The more hideous you look,
the better your chances, I suppose.
That's what I'm thinking. They got a ton of prizes, merchandise, concert tickets, and the big winner's going to get to join Dan and the crew on stage for a song during the show.
Cool.
I'm sure the song is, hey, look at this dummy wearing this ugly sweater. I'm sure you won't be in a video on YouTube. No, that would never happen. Hey, if you've got questions about this really big show, it will start at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. They're going to take a little intermission about 8 o'clock. They'll do the Christmas side first. And then after the intermission, it'll be the country concert.
This is going to be a ton of fun.
Oh, man, yeah. All the info in your free Kiss Country app.
It's Gary and Bristol all morning long.
I know you're scared of that cock-a-doodle-doo.
Kiss Country 93.7.
Shreveport Bossier's number one for new country. You know. It's not a contest. Kiss Country 93.7.
Right.
Gary and Bristol here. Mm-hmm. And here in a few, once we get a winner, we're going to meet this week's recipient of the Kiss Country Caught in the Act Award, something we really look forward to every Thursday. Mm-hmm. And I know you do too, because it's always an amazing person doing amazing things. And it gives you the idea, okay, I've got to up my act a little bit.
I've got to be a better person.
Yeah.
Yes. Indeed. But before we do that, we've got a pair of Independence Bowl tickets in our hands that we want to give away. And it's ticket trivia time. If you missed the answer to yesterday's question, here it is. Research shows that one of every 8 people, that makes more sense, are doing this in their car right now. We wanted to know the answer to that. And it was eating.
Not picking their nose. Or itching themselves. Okay, here's today's question. Nearly a third of all Americans say that they keep their mind sharp by doing this every day. Doing what? Nearly a third of all Americans say that they keep their mind sharp by doing this every day. What is it they do? 725-5477. Good luck now. 725-KISS. Kiss Country 93.7, Gary and Bristol. And it's Thursday. It's our favorite day of the week.
Yeah, it's because we get to meet somebody that makes us want to do better. Be better.
You'd think, we got 52 chances every year.
Right.
And yeah, here we are.
Yeah, we actually have a chance every single minute of the day.
Yeah.
However, some of us forget.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Time to meet this week's recipient of the Kiss Country Caught in the Act Award, and she is Dr. Singh.
Hello.
Dr. Singh, good morning. It's Gary in Bristol at Kiss Country.
Hi.
Hi. She's like, uh-oh, what is going on? Do me a favor, Dr. Singh. Say your first name for us.
Shalini.
Shalini. Okay.
Well,
We were trying to decide, okay, is that Shalini? Shalini? We got a letter about you from Carolyn Tompkins.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
yeah. Do you have time for us to read it to you?
Yes.
She says, Dr. Singh is the pediatrician to my 6-month-old baby. When searching for a pediatrician, she came highly recommended as one of the best in town. Through the last 6 months, I now understand why her patients highly praise her. Being a first-time mom, Dr. Singh has never hesitated to answer any one of my 1 million questions. She's always put my concerns first and has been a listening ear each time I have needed one. She makes a point to establish a very close and personal relationship with each of her patients, which is why she is so well known and respected within our community. Each year at Christmas, in remembrance of Katie Bug Grantham, Dr. Singh's office leads up a toy drive for children in the local ICU. A sticker is placed on each donation so Katie will be remembered and appreciated. This shows how big her heart is. Katie Bug was one of her patients, and she is continually trying to keep her memory alive by helping sick children in our community. This is a lot of work every year during the holiday season, and she donates her own time, aside from working, to ensure that this toy drive is successful. Dr. Singh goes above and beyond daily to make sure each of her patients are in good health. She's continued to extend a helping hand to our family by thoroughly checking on my baby, calling specialists, and overall exceeding my expectations as a pediatrician for a first-time mom. Dr. Singh does this for all of her patients, as well as she is still an exceptional wife and mother to her own children, who are both in college and still have the needs. She's an overall amazing person that deserves to have her excellency recognized. And that is why you are this week's Kiss Country Caught in the Act Award recipient.
Thank you.
Wow.
You kind of got me choked up there, sis.
Thank you.
So do you realize that, as you're dealing with these infants and little toddlers and stuff like that, do you realize the influence you have on their mom and dad's lives?
Well, I just love them. I love their parents and I love them. And it's just an important responsibility that I take very seriously.
Well, you're obviously doing a pretty good job of it. I mean, I don't know if you've known that.
You know what, though? It's so cool to be able to hear that they appreciate you and they recognize you for what you do.
Thank you.
Well, we've got goodies for you. We're going to give you a $100 gift card to go to Silver Star because you are this week's recipient of the Kiss Country Caught in the Act Award.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you for your time. I know it's kind of valuable. You got these little ones trying to beat on you, and we've had so much, sickness in the area of late. I'm sure it's been crazy.
It's been a very busy winter.
What can we do to help you with your toy drive for Katie Bug?
So there is an Amazon link, and you can access it through my Facebook page, and it's public. I'm not quite sure how to send an Amazon link to anybody else except through Facebook, but we have it on ArkLaTex Children's Clinic website and on my Facebook page, and then all my nurses' Facebook pages have it. Katie Bug has her own website that her mom manages, and it's on that as well.
Okay, all right.
It's just toys, and they go the whole year around to the children that are admitted to the hospital.
Oh, so what would you like to say to first-time parents like Caroline?
Oh, wow. So it's just a blessing. Treasure every moment. You blink and they're older. So treasure the moments that you have because you'll just miss every single one of them as they grow.
Do you know someone who makes the world a better place? Someone always willing to lend a helping hand or volunteer when they're needed.
You know, they're just so helpful. Really appreciate all that they do.
We need to know about that person so we can crown them with Kiss Country's Caught in the Act Award.
Just really dependable and like a ray of sunshine when they come in the room.
Gary and Bristol recognize a new person each week and give that person a $100 gift certificate from Silver Star Smokehouse.
How sweet is that?
Take a second to nominate someone special that you know at mykisscountry937.com or in your Kiss Country app.
Shreveport Bossier's number one for new country. Kiss Country 93.7, Gary and Bristol. Shanna Lee, that's her name. I couldn't figure that one out at first.
Yeah.
Dr. Shanna Lee Singh, this week's recipient of the Kiss Country Caught in the Act Award. Got her story up on the Kiss Country app if you want to read that letter. Wow. What an amazing lady.
It was a great letter.
Okay, here's the deal. It's been all good news this morning, and we still got more good news because at 8:20, another chance for you to win that trip to see Garth Brooks at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. However, there is a flip side to that coin.
Okay.
And I think we got to talk about the elephant in the room.
All right.
Members of the Shreveport City Council have gone to the mayor and they said, look, this has gone way over and above, out of control.
The violence in our city.
They say, we've already had like 70 homicides. Of that, I want to say, over 10 have been women. And they're saying that, we're on track to hit the 80 mark before the year is over with. And they've said, look.
Which is close to a record again.
Yeah, you've got to declare a state of emergency in the city. And I don't know what all that entails other than, I guess the possibility of martial law, the National Guard coming in and patrolling the streets or something. I don't know.
Well, I did see that one of the council members had suggested a public safety fee that could be as much as $15 a month for the residents of Shreveport, which, we don't have a dog in that hunt because, we don't live in Shreveport, but we certainly work in Shreveport.
A public safety fee? Mm-hmm. Don't they already have that? It's called your property tax?
Well, indeed, but, they're running so short, and we're so short on law enforcement officers. They're saying we got to do something.
Maybe spend the money we're already giving you a little more wisely.
You think?
But the long and short is it that bad? Has it gotten to the point to where literally what facilities we have are not enough? There's going to have to be an outside influence, either with the state police or maybe the sheriff's office. Well, we don't even know who the sheriff's going to be right now.
Right. But, I'm looking at the news, and here recently, they've been talking about New Orleans has now gone 13 days without a homicide. That's the first time in years.
Is that not sad that that's news? We've gone 13 days that somebody didn't kill somebody.
However, homicides are down in New Orleans, about 18%.
But it's sad that it's great news that we've gone 13 days.
Well, I agree that it is sad. What are they doing?
Well, I remember at one point, it was offered to them, hey, look, you need the National Guard to take over here. And the mayor at that point said, no, we're not doing that. Are we there in Shreveport?
I don't want to feel like a prisoner in my own home.
No. Where are you on this? If you live in Shreveport, are you thinking, okay, obviously what we're doing is not working, so I'm ready for someone else to take over?
In no way, shape, or form are we saying that Shreveport police aren't doing their job.
No.
I think that's more a leadership issue.
Well, I don't know that, honestly, I don't know that even if you brought in outside influence that they could do any better of a job than what we've already got.
Well,
you cannot make people obey the law.
No, you can't. However, you can enforce it.
What do you think? 725-5477, 725-KISS.
911, what's your emergency?
It's Gary and Bristol. If you're not having fun yet, you might need someone to call 911 for you. Kiss Country 93.7.
Shreveport Bossier's number one for new country. It's Kiss Country 93.7. Gary and Bristol, and It's not the same Shreveport that I grew up in, I got to admit.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
It's not. And I can remember, anybody that's from North Shreveport, you'll remember this sign if you're 187 like I am. Right there by a Daisy a Day florist at North Hearn and North Market. Right behind a Daisy a Day, there used to be a great big old billboard that was up there that the city of Shreveport had bought that said, Shreveport, 200,000 and growing.
Oh, wow.
And I was thinking, wow, one of these days we're going to be as big as New York City.
We're huge.
And I never felt afraid. I never felt uneasy about where I was, even, in the late night hours when I was in high school and we were traveling around doing stupid stuff.
I think it was in the late 80s when I first started getting scared here because that was the time when it seems like to me, because I was still in high school, that the gang activity started ramping up. And I went to Houghton High School. Our colors were red. And that was around the time that they were like, hey, listen, if you're going to the mall, something like that, don't wear blue or red.
Blue.
Yeah. And, that was when we used to cruise around the malls, that kind of stuff. And then, the violence really just started getting pretty stinking bad. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the reasons why my family moved away in 1990.
Wow. So now, Shreveport City Council is looking to Mayor Arsenault and saying, hey, look, we really ought to declare a state of emergency. And what that actually looks like, I couldn't tell you specifically. But you have to know that during that, the rules are going to change. You're going to lose some personal freedoms.
Yeah.
There will be outside influence involved in this. And you mentioned that, there could be the possibility of a $15 safety fee, which I think is the most ridiculous thing that has possibly come out of this is, so you think that if I pay you another $15, that all of a sudden the problems are just going to go away?
Well, I think they're thinking that would help fund more boots on the ground. And that was just an idea that was floated, but still.
So what do you think? I mean, is it this bad, or are they just making all of this about nothing? Are you trying to take any kind of course of action to guarantee your own safety? Where are you on this?
Okay, I'm thinking, what is a $15 security fee going to do? Because we don't have the police to take care of what we have. And so that's not going to help. And my other thought is maybe we do need the National Guard and a curfew. And we're already living in a prison. I don't go out at night because of the way Shreveport is. So, maybe National Guard does need to come in and patrol and curfew and put some boundaries. I don't know what else to be done.
Are you nervous?
Yes. I'm 66 years old. I've lived in this city since I was a young girl. Mm-hmm. If I could move out of the city, I would be gone.
Wow. So it's gotten that bad for you.
Yeah, I don't like driving away in the daytime. It's not just, nighttime I feel like you're really, pushing it. So we just don't go out. So we don't go out to eat at night and do all the things we used to do. I would never go downtown and listen to music or go to a festival. You can't. I took my grandchildren to the park one day and I was sitting there and I thought, okay, if I hear a gun, what do I do? What's the first thing I do to protect my grandchildren?
Wow. That's sad that even occurred to you.
Yes, yeah, and that fact even entered my mind is just terrible.
For Stapleton, it's White Horse, and it's on Kiss Country 93.7. Good morning, it's Gary in Bristol, and if you want to see the Vegas Strip, and you want to have $500 in your hand to go do, the zip lining down through and seeing the whole city, and then, I don't know, maybe going to see Garth while you're there, you need to put this code in your Kiss Country app. Of course, this is all being brought to you by Big Machine, Pearl Records, and Greg Tilley's Manufactured Housing. You want to win this trip? Here it is. That code is 253. 253. Enter 253 now in your Kiss Country app to win this trip for two. And make sure you're listening again at 1020 because that next code will get you another entry.
I'm not sure how I got here.
Thanks for making us part of your morning. Gary and Bristol on Kiss Country 93.
New country from Carrie Underwood. That's her. Kiss Country 93.7 is out of that truck. Gary and Bristol, and of course, we mentioned a minute ago, you're going to be out tomorrow for Operation Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
Batteries plus bulbs. Now, this is a place that you go every year, and you get to hang out there. And the thing that occurs to me is there's not a single toy that you can buy a young person that says batteries included.
Right. And that's one of the things that Batteries Plus Bulbs helps out with Operation Santa Claus every year because they make sure that they have toys or batteries for all those toys.
Yeah.
And I just think that's the coolest thing because sometimes that's the most expensive part.
7 until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, Batteries Plus Bulbs. It's on Uri. Now, give girl directions on that. What's it close to?
It's close to Sam's.
Okay.
You are so wrong for that, especially because I'm a navigator's daughter.
I swear, I tell people all the time, it's like, if I tell my wife, okay, it's just a little bit north of I-220.
She's like, huh?
Okay, wait a minute. You got to give me left and right. I don't know this north-south thing.
You got to turn towards TJ Maxx.
Exactly. Yeah. It's over there close to Ulta. Oh, okay. I know that place.
Got that.
All right, 7 to 9 tomorrow morning. Operation Santa Claus, our own Bristol is going to be there. Batteries plus bulbs close to Sam's on Uri.
Stick around. Just 15 more minutes. You won't believe what these two are going to do next. It's Gary and Bristol on Kiss Country 93.7.